The signature every century has been its skyline. The very ancient, the old, the medieval, the modern. Imprints of man's never-ending path of progress, silhouetted against the ageless canvas of the sky. Our day, our times, our signature, our skyline. Metal fingers beckoning to the invisible, calling to sound the ear cannot hear, and sight beyond the range of the unaided eye. Our era, the era of television. The dream of television had persisted for centuries. The human eye is a miraculous instrument, perceptive, sensitive, forever tuned to the pulsating wavelengths of light. Yet the eye is hemmed in by horizons. It cannot see over a hillside or beyond the haze of distance. To extend the range of human eyesight, man developed marvelously sensitive instruments, binoculars. Giant telescopes to probe the furthest span of space. But always there were barriers, distance. Could man fling pictures to the sky and gather them in at a distant point? It was a provoking challenge. And nowhere did the challenge provoke more unending experiment and research than at RCA. As far back as the 1920s, two men took up this challenge. They shared the irresistible dream of television. David Sarnoff, chairman of the board of RCA. Dr. Vladimir Zworykin, honorary vice president and technical consultant of RCA.
Dr. Zworykin, every now and then I like to put the calendar back and remember another important occasion when you came to my office. You were a good salesman, and I was a good dreamer. We talked about broadcasting moving images by electronics. And I remember that I asked you what it would cost to develop an all-electronic television system. Do you recall your estimate?
Of course I remember. I asked something like $100,000.
Your estimate missed by quite a bit. It cost RCA more than $50 million to create, develop, and introduce America's first all-electronic television system. And since that time, as you know, RCA has spent another $70 million to pioneer and develop the compatible color television system. But how well that money was spent. We succeeded in extending human sight far beyond the horizon.
Yes. This is wonderful thing about television. The extension of our sight. You are better acquainted with this progress, General, than anyone because of your participation and leadership in so many phases of television development. It was nearly 30 years ago when I came to your office with that tube, the first eye of television.
Yes, I well remember it. Nearly 30 years ago. And what a great invention this tube has become. It certainly has fulfilled its destiny.
Well, General, this is the grandfather of the pickup tube. Do you want to see the newest grandchild?
Well, I'm all for grandchildren. Let's have a look at it.
Well, here it is.
Well, this certainly looks very interesting. What do you expect this grandchild to do?
Well, that's what we call miniature Vidicon. And I hope eventually it will replace all the existing pickup tubes for all the purposes.
Well, that's very interesting and certainly very promising because what we need to do is to reduce the size and the cost of these components so that television, color television, both at the transmitting and the receiving end, may be within the reach of everyone. That is my hope.
The turning point came in 1923 when Dr. Zworykin invented the iconoscope. This tube, after years of further development, became the image orthicon, the electronic eye of the modern television camera. In 1929, Dr. Zworykin and his associates announced the first successful electronic kinescope, forerunner of today's television picture tube. The circuit was complete. All electronic television was achieved. It worked. How? The lens of the television camera acts like the iris of the human eye. It gathers in the light rays and focuses them on a mosaic of light-sensitive material that is built into the picture tube. The light-sensitive material converts the light into electrical impulses, a reaction varying with the strength of the light. The optic nerve of the camera picture tube is the electron beam, controlled by electromagnets. The beam scans the picture, which is on the plate, in rapid sweeping motions from side to side, from top to bottom. When the beam hits the image, it loses varying amounts of electrons and then bounces back to the opposite end of the picture tube, where it is amplified millions of times. It is led off to the transmitter in the form of electric current. The signals are broadcast as radio impulses into space. Part of the receiving set is the kinescope. Here, the action is reversed. The stream of electrons, synchronized perfectly with those of the camera tube, literally picture information on a chemically treated screen line by line. The glow is bright when the beam is strong, less bright when it is weak. Thus, the picture is reassembled. 1931. Atop the Empire State Building, the National Broadcasting Company, a service of RCA, erected the transmitting antenna for experimental television station W2XBS. Now, RCA's technicians and scientists tackled the next goal, improvement of picture quality. Hitherto, using a mechanical process, the best that could be transmitted was a crude signal of 60 scanning lines. RCA turned to the new science of electronics, discarded the mechanical spinning disc, and soon doubled, tripled, then tripled again the scanning lines. Now television was really on its way. In 1937, television strode out of the studio with mobile vans developed by RCA and NBC, versatile, self-sustaining. New eyes, new vision for the world. A man could sit at home, yet his eyes could scan the countryside. A bright new era dawning, a new dimension in communications. Distance reduced to microwaves. Walls, barriers, mountains erased. Television, the ultimate triumph in man's search for sight beyond the range of the human eye. 1939. Television is ready to make its official public debut. The setting could hardly be more perfect. The New York World's Fair. Its theme, the world of tomorrow. And the world of tomorrow became the world of today. The RCA exhibit building, where on April 29, 1939, David Sarnoff stated, "We have added radio sight to sound." NBC cameras probed, explored, scrutinized. Viewers watching the 3,000 television sets then in New York saw the first president ever televised, Franklin D. Roosevelt, officially opening the world of tomorrow. Via television, the viewers toured with the King and Queen of England through Pavilion and Midway. Day by day, television produced new adventures, new vistas, new excitement, new thrills. NBC presented the first baseball game ever televised, August 1939. 1940, the nerve-tingling drama of a national political convention, the first ever televised. Philadelphia and New York were knit together by the electronic miracle of television. Radio relays, pioneered by RCA, and the telephone company coaxial cables, wiped out the horizon as the far limit of telecasting. Still in the trial and error stage, television began studying its own future as a tremendous new medium of entertainment. The first programs were simple, unpretentious, proving grounds for technicians, cameramen, directors, writers, and performers. Slowly, the know-how was gained. Bit by bit, creative imagination began to give form and substance to the new art form called television. (1941), a fateful year, war, and the beginning of a 4-year blackout for commercial TV. And television enlisted for the duration. Research went forward at war tempo. At RCA's David Sarnoff Research Center, Princeton, New Jersey, 24-hour shifts explored every corner of the new world of electronics. RCA electronic scientists and engineers made important contributions to the development of radar, sonar for submarine detection, the sniper scope that made it possible to see a target in darkness. Thus, the progress of perhaps a peacetime decade was compressed into 4 short years. 1945, the war over. After 4 years of unparalleled war effort, denial, sacrifice, the American public hungry for the rewards of peace. And television, with its promise of endless hours of enjoyment, entertainment, was part of the peacetime dream. RCA, although by far the leading producer of television sets and television tubes, realized that the future health of the industry required the vital bloodline of competition. So, in a move without precedent in American industrial history, it opened its blueprints to licensed competitors. This was the shot in the arm the industry needed. Television came of age. In the NBC studios, the cameramen, lighting experts, set designers, writers, directors were experiencing, studying, learning the new techniques of a great new medium. Programming was better, more varied, more entertaining. (1949), an historic television first, a presidential inauguration. As Harry Truman took the oath, the event was carried over the 16-city NBC television network, extending from Washington north to Boston and west to St. Louis. Television was moving with giant strides, and in less than half a dozen years, a flip of a switch in master control could send the television image coast to coast. A dynamic industry employing more than 1 million. Television, an unparalleled blending of science and art, invention and engineering, private incentive, and public service. By television, American business has found a most effective advertising medium, and in turn, advertising has provided the resources that sustain the standards of programming and permit the never-ending research that is the heart of the television industry. Television servicing alone has become a major industry, employing nearly 100,000 people. Yes, in little more than a wink of time, television has entered our homes, our lives, imprinted new silhouettes on our skyline. And all this has been just the beginning. There was still another dream to be realized, still another dimension to be added. Black and white television had been the herald. It put millions of TV sets into our homes, built hundreds of TV stations, created an industry, an art, a public service, an exhilarating component of our American way of life. It provided the foundation for the next giant step forward. Color. This is a world of color, and the men of television long dreamed of capturing the full paint pot of nature and brushing it on the screen. How could it be done? It was not an easy triumph, as General Sarnoff recalls.
When we first began to think of television in the early 20s, we would have been content if only the rose could have been televised in black and white. That miracle had no sooner been achieved when the eye, sensitive to color, observed that the rose in monochrome lacked its true beauty, and the cry went up for color. Never had scientists been put under such pressure and demand. It has been my privilege and a fascinating experience to watch the scientists at work on color television. I marvel at their accomplishment in bringing into focus the principles of radio, optics, electronics, photography, chemistry, and many other essentials so that they might all work together to make color television practical. I congratulate the RCA scientists, researchmen, and engineers who pioneered and developed this new science and art, and then created the compatible color television system and the famed color picture tube.
Color. Color, the touchstone of reality, the vivid, pulsating miracle that gives substance to shadows, beauty, grace, and enchantment to a picture. Problem: how to harness a stream of electrons for color. Early, General Sarnoff had set forth the fundamental goals for color television. First, it must be all electronic. Second, it must be completely compatible. These were the goals. The road was long, difficult, but it led to one of the historic inventions of our times, the RCA tricolor television tube, the tube with the heart of a rainbow. The lens of the color television camera collects light rays in full color from the scene being televised. Within the camera, an ingenious system of mirrors breaks down the light rays into television's three primary colors, blue, green, and red. They are focused through the lens system to the special camera tubes provided for each primary color, and the primary color signals thus produced are simultaneously processed for transmission. By the miracle of compatibility, color programs can be seen on standard black and white sets without any change or adjustment. Color receivers, which can also pick up standard black and white broadcasts, decode the color information and apply the picture in all its vivid beauty to the tricolor tube. The world of color. Color captivates attention and brings the beauty of creation close to home. Color transforms the commonplace into the beautiful. It makes the humdrum memorable, gives new power to advertising and merchandising. Color, the fabric of the rainbow riding piggyback on an invisible stream of electrons. The Tournament of Roses in Pasadena, California. Telecast in color by 21 stations of the NBC network in the first west to east transmission in color on New Year's Day, 1954. All the glory, all the reality of nature. With the added dimension of color, television programming probed new horizons. Once again, technicians and artists accepted the challenge. In an incredibly short time, they had devised the techniques to integrate color into television programming. An old word took on new color, new meaning. Spectacular, an adjective made over into a noun. Spectacular, the finest in television programming. Into the home came the greatest in drama, such as The Four Poster, starring Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy. The list of spectaculars continues to grow to imposing proportions. An entirely new adventure and entertainment for the American public. For pioneered and developed by RCA, is counted as one of the outstanding scientific and artistic triumphs of the 20th century. It has added a new dimension to the entertainment arts and has intensified television as a social and educational force. Mobile units in a coat of many colors transmit outdoor color telecasts, adding new sparkle and new buoyancy to television coverage of great sporting events. The first World Series ever color televised, 1955. Another color television first, the Davis Cup matches, 1955. Football, the youngest art form, the easiest understood, the liveliest, the brightest, television full and captivating color. For I dipped into the future, far as human eye can see, saw the visions of the future and all the wonders that would be. One day through television, the entire world will stream into our living rooms with the velocity of light. Not too far beyond the horizons, international television, to span oceans, capture all the vivid beauty of far lands, bind people of all nations tight together by better understanding, better knowledge, through instantaneous communication of sight and sound. motion, color, vibrancy, people. In the twinkling of an eye, it is caught by the lens of the color television camera, transmitted by invisible waves to all points of the compass. Atop a million homes, antennas pluck the pictures from the sky, and a flick of a switch or the turn of a dial, the scene reappears on the television screen. To perform this split-second magic with true fidelity of color, of sound, of reality, this is the wonder of color television. Compatible color television, an historic example of RCA's continuing efforts to open new horizons of electronics for living. Electronic, easier and safer.
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick. It sticks better than any other bandage. The proof? Take a dry egg at room temperature. Touch the egg with any other bandage. Brand X, brand Y, brand Z. Not one sticks. But a Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick sticks tight instantly. Watch it again in slow motion. No pressure, yet we can lift the egg, even boil it. And the Band-Aid plastic strip never comes loose.
Maybe you don't want to broil eggs this way, but you do want the extra protection of Band-Aid plastic strips. They take better care of little cuts and scratches. They stay put.
Yes, even in hot, soapy dishwater. Neat, fresh-colored, almost invisible. Band-Aid plastic strips with new Super Stick stick better than any other bandage. Made only by Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted name in surgical dressings. Be sure you get Band-Aid plastic strips.
Band-Aid plastic bandage in color. Hurt elbow. Band-Aid bandage. It's blue. Hurt ankle. Band-Aid bandage. It's yellow. It's red. Band-Aid stars and strips. Ooh. Band-Aid strips and spots, charmers. New. In colors. Get some.
Look sharp, feel sharp. Be sharp and listen, mister. How are you fixed for blades? Do you have plenty? How are you fixed for blades? You better check. Please make sure you have enough. Cause a worn out blade makes you shaving mighty tough. How are you fixed for blades? Better look. Gillette blue blades I need.
We're going to use an ordinary garden variety peach with its short, close fuzz and tender skin, and a regular regimental hairbrush with its rough, tough bristles, to prove to you that the man-sized Remington electric shaver will give you a close, comfortable shave, no matter how tender your skin, no matter how tough your beard. Look at this amazing demonstration. The Remington is so gentle that it can shave the short, close fuzz off a peach without harming its tender skin. And the Remington is so powerful that it can shave the bristles off a brush, bristles tougher than any beard. Remember the amazing demonstration of the peach and brush. For the close, comfortable shave you've always wanted, reach for the Remington electric shaver.
Pee-wee Reese has a way with Dodger rookies or Sandlot youngsters. Pee-wee, you do a lot of work with boys.
Not work, Al. I like baseball and kids. I enjoy helping teenagers start right.
Oh, that's around shaving age. And you give them pointers on personal appearance, too?
Yes. A boy has more self-respect when he's clean shaved. I tell him to use a Gillette razor, Al.
You said it. The Gillette Super Speed Razor. And today there are 3. Light for sensitive skin and most younger men. Regular for average skin and beard. Heavy for men who like the heft and feel of a heavier razor. Each is different, precisely engineered. One has the right blade edge exposure, edge angle, and weight to shave you in a breeze. Comfortable, good-looking shaves you may never have had before. And convenient. You change blades and rinse clean, so. Choose your Gillette Super Speed Razor. $1.29 with Gillette Blue Blade dispenser in handy travel case.
Delivered the message. Now what?
Now let's check the second message.
Ready?
Mum, the doctor's deodorant discovery now contains M3. Got that? M3 to stop odor 24 hours a day. Remember now.
I know. For security reasons, Mum's the word. New Mum cream deodorant now with M3. Got the message?
Hey, Susie Q, what's cooking with you?
Your teeth look whiter than new.
My teeth aren't new, but my toothpaste is new Pepsodent. Get with it, kids. New package, new flavor, new formula, too, means brighter smiles for me and you.
You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. The new formula with IMP gets teeth much whiter. You can see it cleans the stains and film away, while Irium fights tooth decay. You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. The taste is new, so fresh and clean. That new taste really lasts, it's keen. And while it makes your smile a rave, it also makes your breath behave. So start going steady right away with Pepsodent. Get some today. You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. Pepsodent, Pepsodent.
This is a story of an industry in action.
Gonna take me a press, gonna take me some steel, gonna take my two hands and build an automobile.
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour? Ask the people of Dodge.
Put in a rivet and a welded and a look alive. Wait till you see this baby drive.
What makes an engine go? Is it stock and steel and copper tubing, or infinite care and experience with men and women working together to bring metals alive?
Turn her out, Henry! Turn her out, Joe! We'll put her together, then watch her go!
Heads up, she's coming down. 2 months ago, 3 tons of unmined ore. Today, a designer's idea come to life.
Put a brand new body on a brand new frame. Tighten her up and give it a name. Call it a dot.
It's a proud name. Proud in tradition, proud in service. Swift and mighty in action.
I took me a press, I took me some steel, I took my two hands and built an automobile. I built a Dodge, I built a Dodge. Task Force 57 Chevrolet trucks are here. Task Force
There's a road that lies under northern skies toward the land of the midnight sun. It crosses the crest of the great Northwest, and it's known as the Alcan Run. And from Dawson's Creek with a task force fleet of the 57 line, we'd blaze the way for Chevrolet to conquer the Alcan grind. Our engines were sealed, our tanks were sealed, for once we were underway, every mile of that ride would be certified by the seal of the AAA. Cameo Carrier 57. 1-ton panel 57. Dump body tandem axle. Van panel body low cab forward. 5-speed transmission tractor trailer. Tractor trailer Powermatic. The trucks of the task force fleet.
A great new champ in every weight, the mighty six, a great new weight. No other truck so up to date as Chevrolet, the champion of them all.
Fighting dust, fighting time on that long northern climb. Alone against all nature's might, these trucks made by Chevy, light, medium, heavy, roared into the wilderness night. The lightning flashed, the hailstorm crashed, the rain turned the road to paste. We drove our band through that washed-out land up into the Yukon waste.
The night is gone and here's the dawn, the motor's humming clear and strong. The great new champs are pushing on for Chevrolet, the champion of them all.
So we made our push through the Arctic bush on that ribbon of mountainous road, and we held our stride on that rugged ride in spite of the heavy load. Our matic transmission locked in position, no shifting from drive to low, proving by test that Chevy is best wherever a truck can go.
We've got the power beneath the hood to set the pace no other could. We're out to take the great dogwood for Chevrolet, the champion of them all.
There were rivers to span with our caravan, and the valleys were wide and deep. Though the way was hard, with hydraulic retard, we held where the grades were steep. Statistics say at the AAA it's a 72-hour drive, but we roared down into Fairbanks town in less than 45.
Champs of the Alcan Run.
If you haul loads over all kinds of roads, Chevy trucks are number one. They're engineered best and proven by test, the champs of the Alcan Run.
Task Force 57 Chevrolet trucks are here. Task Force 57 Chevrolet, champs of the Alcan Run.
But then, there's another handy way to get around and have fun doing it. The Renault Dauphine, the car made in France to make driving fun again. Balloons, please. Now, there's lots to talk about, so let's make the camera go fast. Watch for the fun car with the balloons. First, see the Dauphine's maneuverability in traffic. Look how it gets around and how it corners. Special axle design does that. And see how it accelerates and climbs. Driving economy gets up to 40 miles a gallon. Parking? The big car couldn't get into space. But watch this. With the Renault Dauphine, everybody's an expert. Lots of room for you to park inside. Handy as roller skates and twice the fun. Even has a city horn and a country horn. That's the Renault Dauphine. At any of 600 coast-to-coast sales, service, and parts headquarters. Won't you try it?
About the crazy new way to send a message today. It's flashed on a screen too quick to see, but still you get it subliminally. Put on your specs, pull up your chair, and see if you can see what's coming through the air.
and gentlemen, the 59 Chevy.
See it?
Isn't it beautiful?
Some car, huh, folks? That was the 59 Chevy just then.
All new, all over again.
In case you missed it going by,
We're gonna give you all another try. See it? Now bet you've seen the new Chevrolet.
in a somewhat subliminal way.
We hope that you'll place your order right now
For the 59 Chevy.
Here's how. Let's go see your Chevrolet dealer right now.
The 59 Chevy's due out Thursday, October 16th. But you can get the details and place your order in advance.
So come right in
And right away to your Chevrolet dealer. For Chevrolet.
See it?
Yes, fun to see, fun to drive, fun to buy. The new Chevrolet.
This is a C-124, the largest transport plane in the Air Force. It's no picnic flying a payload over country like this. And when ice fog moves in over those mountains, then you're heading for trouble. Enter GCA, Ground Control Approach, the eyes of the Air Force, guiding planes to safety in bad weather situations. Every precaution is taken, including an emergency standby generator. Oh, ice fog's really socking in now.
51054, I have you in radar contact. Ceiling is 0. Visibility 1/16 of a mile with ice fog, over.
Roger, understand the weather. The ice fog up here is pretty bad. Let's make it good the first time, over.
Perform your final cockpit check. Your gear down and locked, over.
Roger, cockpit check completed. Gear down and locked, 5-4.
Roger, 51054, your final controller.
This is what the boys in the Arctic call a hairy situation. Our C-124 is flying totally blind through a treacherous ice-fogged mountain range, completely dependent upon GCA for its safe landing.
Roger, your heading is 235. You're correcting over to the on-course nicely. Your heading is 235. Now right 3 degrees, heading 238.
Stand by. Power failure. All contact with plane lost. The switch is turned on. The standby emergency generator, dependent on battery power, springs into instant action. The life-saving signal is resumed.
5 miles east of the field. Continue heading 240 at 2,000, over.
Oh, it's a nice approach going tower frequency.
Your heading is 238. You're now over touchdown point. Take over. Complete your landing. Roger.
We're home. Another Air Force mission accomplished. No sweat, thanks to GCA. Once the C-124 is safely down, the ground crew rolls out to greet her. Tractors, tow trucks, forklifts, and tankers, all dependent on battery power, gather around the giant bird to unload and service her. Fresh power, dependable power is needed here. Absolutely fresh power, like the Delco dry charge battery. None of its vital power can waste away because this battery comes bone dry. Only when fluid is added does a Delco dry charge battery come to life. Ready for fast starts, dependable performance anywhere, under all conditions. When it's time to replace, make sure you get all the power you paid for. Power that can't get old before it's sold. Delco dry charge battery, made by the Delco Remy division of General Motors. Delco, available through the United Motors system and its independent dealers and distributors.
It's a great new gas lamp, power fuel, Speedway 79, power fuel, the F2 gas fuel, and surpasses Speedway power fuel. The gas tank's connected to the gas line, the gas line's connected to the fuel pump, the fuel pump's connected to the carburetor, and you get more power from power fuel. Carburetor connected to the intake valves, valves are connected to the cylinder head connected to the cylinder, and you get more mileage from power fuel. The cylinder's connected to the piston's connected to the spark plug's connected with the gasoline, and you run much smoother on power fuel. Speedway 79, power fuel, higher octane, power fuel. Everybody's raving about power fuel, Speedway 79. So get yourself connected with Speedway 79.
Fill her up with SO Extra gasoline. The gasoline that stops cool weather stalling. Fill up with SO Extra and go!
Do you have money jitters? Ask the obliging Bank of America for a jar of soothing instant money, M-O-N-E-Y, in the form of a convenient personal loan. Available now at Bank of America.
Places all join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Alimentary corners like swinging on a gauge. A right to you, honey, with a right and left eight. Grand right and left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.
Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. Lucky strike. light, and it's pleasant for you. She's today's new Muriel, mellow and right.
You're gonna like me, friend. I'm just your type.
Everywhere we go, they seem to like her shape. Firm and trim and handsome, so easy to take.
I'm today's new Muriel.
Only a dime.
Why don't you pick me up and smoke me sometime? Muriel, I'm Muriel.
Cigar.
Switch from Hots to Snow Fresh Filter.
Cool. Cool, snow fresh, cool, taste so clean, so refreshing, so cool.
As cool and as clean as a breath of fresh air. That's Snow Fresh Filter Cool. Your mouth feels clean, your throat refreshed. The finest leaf tobacco, mild, refreshing menthol, and the world's most thoroughly tested filter. That's Snow Fresh Filter Cool. Why don't you switch from Hots to the Snow Fresh coolness of cool? As cool and as clean as a breath of fresh air. America's most refreshing cigarette. Snow Fresh Filter Cool.
This is a man who smokes Marlboro cigarettes. What kind of a man is he?
I'm a guy who likes to work on my car. I like to take it apart and put it back together. I get to working on it and forget where I am, what time it is. I even forget to eat.
You don't forget to smoke, though.
I always smoke when I work. They go together.
Why Marlboro?
Well, it's a combination of things. When I draw on a cigarette, I want to taste something. With Marlboro, I do. Yet it's got a filter that works. Then there's this flip-top box. I like things that are well-designed. This box is interesting and practical.
Would you recommend Marlboro to your friends?
I already have.
New Marlboro. Filter, flavor, flip-top box. Popular filter price.
I remember an uncle of mine whom I loved very much. He lived by the sea, and I often spent all day on the beach with him just walking along. He liked to smoke cigars, and each time he took one out, he asked me the same question. Do you like music? Yes, I'd say. Well then, here's a band for you. He'd put the Robert Burns band on my finger, and we'd go on walking in the sun. Years later, that memory made me start smoking Robert Burns. This is the Robert Burns Panatella, an especially wonderful cigar with a rich and comfortable taste because the tobaccos are nature filtered for mildness and better taste. No artificial quick curing for Robert Burns. Every leaf is slow cured in clean air. Why don't you smoke a Robert Burns cigar soon? They come in 5 different shapes, from 2 for a quarter to 25 cents.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston gives you real flavorful, rich tobacco flavor. Winston's easy drawing too. The filter lets the flavor through. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Use Ajax!
Boom, boom.
Colgate's new Ajax cleans all bathroom surfaces up to 50% faster.
Use Ajax,
Boom, boom.
the foaming cleanser. Gets things clean, just like a whiz. You'll stop paying the elbow tax when you start cleaning with Ajax. So use Ajax, the foaming cleanser. Flush the dirt right down the drain.
Ajax leaves no gritty cleanser scum in tub or sink.
So use Ajax,
Boom, boom.
the foaming cleanser.
Boom, 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 boom.
Pulls the dirt right down the drain.
Boom, 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 boom.
Ajax, the new scouring cleanser, foams as it cleans.
Ajax cuts grease faster than any other leading cleanser.
Ajax polishes with half the effort. And it smells good, too.
So use Ajax.
And so why, Maestro, haven't you finished cleaning the pots and the pans, sir?
Why ain't I?
Why?
Hilda, listen to me. Listen, Hilda, to me. Because it's such a mess, that's why it is. Look, we got the burned on sauerkraut there. And we got the scorched Venus schnitzel, all of it's a mess.
You stupid dog. But then there's an easy way to clean up the pots and the pans.
What?
You just use this here SOS.
Huh? SOS?
Yeah!
When you have pots and pans to do,
SOS.
no need to get into a stew.
SOS.
These sturdy pads will help you start.
At cleaning burns and stains and grease, the Wonder Bar.
These fibers strong
Are what you need.
they're filled with soap.
They clean with speed.
And if you find them tough to clean,
You just ain't using the right stuff to clean.
these magic pads are simply grand.
SOS.
Like finding that you got free hands.
SOS.
It makes your pots and pans shine like mad. Because there's soap right in each magic scouring pad. Because there's soap right in each magic scouring pad. It makes your pots and pans just shine like mad. SOS, SOS, SOS,
SOS Magic Scouring Pads. I would like to take a half a second to send my heartfelt thanks to the McCann Erickson Advertising Agency out in San Francisco who wrote that for us. We had nothing to do with it. It was all their idea. And boy, I would sure like to see more fun commercials like that on television.
Raid's here! Raid! 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 Raid!
Yes, Raid. New bug killer discovery from Johnson's Wax. Raid contacts and kills all kinds of bugs indoors. Raid hunts them down like radar. Sweeps bugs from the air. Attacks them as they crawl. And kills them dead. A little goes a long way. Kills bugs even where they hide. Yes, Raid kills flies, mosquitoes, roaches, ants, all kinds of bugs indoors. Outdoors, Raid protects your garden, too. A little kills insects that attack flowering plants, evergreens, vegetables. Caution. Ordinary household sprays kill plants. Raid saves plants. So don't buy several bug killers. Get Raid. First bug killer for house and garden. Raid House and Garden Bug Killer.
The cleanest clean under the sun is Tide Clean. New Tide Clean.
Clean and bright as the sun on the sand. The kind of clean you like best next to those you love. That's because new Tide has extra cleaning power. With Tide, things always come out clean and fresh as a sea breeze. More than white, more than bright, really clean.
Clean.
The cleanest clean under the sun.
What a wonderful sight when your wash is done. The cleanest clean under the sun is Tide Clean. New Tide Clean.
Say, who gets to make the coffee in your house? Well, you know, more often than not when it's coffee time in this household, I get to make it. Of course, the fact that my wife lets me make the coffee tells you how amazing Instant Maxwell House must be. And believe me, this really is amazing. It's a completely different kind of coffee. Here, take a look for yourself underneath this magnifying glass. Now you can see it's not a powder, not a grind either, but millions of tiny hollow flavor buds of real coffee, formed this way to capture and preserve that famous Maxwell House flavor. Now, these miracle flavor buds burst instantly the moment you pour in hot water, flooding the pot with that wonderful, good-to-the-last-drop flavor. I want to tell you that is real coffee, as delicious as the best cup of coffee you ever have brewed. What's more, with this large jar, you save money, you know. Up to 75 cents compared to 3 pounds of ground coffee means that Instant Maxwell House costs you less per cup. So this is Rex Marshall reminding you, no matter who makes the coffee in your house, the secret of coffee that's good to the very last drop is right in this jar with the stars on top. Instant Maxwell House, the amazing coffee discovery.
This is tea. Filling a cup. Not with indigestion. Not with nerves. Not with sleepless nights. This is tea. This is calm stomach, quiet nerves, deep sleep. This is tea. Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating. The lift that leaves you with a nice, warm glow. So good for you. Make it hefty, hot, and hearty. Take tea and see.
This is the land of sky blue waters, land of cool enchantment. Listen.
From the land of sky blue waters, from the land of pines, lofty balsams, comes a beer refreshing, hands a beer refreshing.
Hams. Yes, from the land of sky blue waters to you comes Hams, the beer refreshing as the crisp, cool land it's brewed in. The beer that captures for you the wonderful refreshment of this enchanted Northland. Hams. Hams. Crisp, clean cut to the taste. Refreshing.
Hints of lakes and sunset breezes, dance and sparkle in each glassful. Hands a beer refreshing, hands a beer refreshing, hands.
Refreshingly yours from the land of sky blue waters.
Home, sweet home, the little nest, where after work a man can rest, or take a peaceful stroll outdoors, doing little simple chores.
Weed the garden, cut the grass, paint the window, fix the glass, trim the shrubbery, grind the axe, but take it easy, dear. Relax.
Oh, these little women have a way, but maybe I forgot to say, she always had my favorite brand, Carling's Black Label beer on hand.
What a happy thought, hey, Mabel, a great idea, Black Label. Nothing too good for good company, Carling's Black Label beer. The quality brew at the popular price. Enjoy the best, take our advice. Get Carling's Black Label, Carling's Black Label beer. Mabel, Black Label, Carling's Black Label beer. Dry beer is the beer of great renown. Friendly, freshening Rheingold, always happily dry. The clean, clear taste you want in beer is in Rheingold Extra Dry.
From Lexington to Madison and on both sides of Park,
they ask for Rheingold Extra Dry
before and after dark.
From Coney to Connecticut on Flatbush Avenue. From Jersey scenes way out to Queens, they sing as millions do. My beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. Friendly, freshening, and happily dry beer. Dry means clean, and it's clean.
Open a Budweiser and pour yourself the most inviting glass of beer you've ever tasted.
Sure.
Cold, golden Budweiser with that good taste for good times. So go ahead. Live life, every golden minute of it. Enjoy Budweiser. Every golden drop of it.
Budweiser beer is for folks who know where there's life. Where there's life.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Where there's life, there's Bud.
I'm Klondike, Pete Ike, and the bar for men both brave and bold. It warms my heart to serve them all the ale with Brewer's Gold.
Enjoy that golden flavor, true ale flavor. All that Valentine. Ale with Brewer's Gold.
Brewmasters know this Brewer's Gold, the best cup from the vine. They brew it into Valentine for flavor genuine.
It's got that golden flavor, true ale flavor. All that Valentine. Ale with Brewer's Gold.
Remember, friend, ale is the trend. Enjoy the genuine. For ale that's really light and gold just makes the three-ring sign.
Enjoy that golden flavor, true ale flavor. All that Valentine.
It's the genuine.
Ale with Brewer's Gold.
Grenache Rosé, a fresh, bright pink wine, a party wine, a picnic wine, a beautiful dinner wine. Try Gallo Grenache Rosé, chilled or over ice, and discover just how refreshing wine can be.
Now it says that I'm supposed to have a tray with soup and... Oh, bless your sweetheart. Oh, you handsome man, you. This is supposed to be a slim, graceful vase of flowers. It looks pretty short and fat and dumpy. But anyhow, you get the idea. Spring, April in Paris, May in the Bronx. And a bowl of soup and you. Fresh cut flowers and soup. Sure, that's a good springtime dish. A bowl of the freshest tasting, most delicious chicken noodle soup you ever had. And you make it out of an envelope that comes in a box like that. Lipton chicken noodle soup. There are 3 envelopes in that. They got the whole business here. Look, everything is on a board. Those are all the brands that Lipton makes. But how about some of that chicken noodle soup for spring? You cook it in 10 minutes. Makes 4 to 6 servings each, depending on whether you really love soup or not. You know, just want a little bit. All you want is just a little cup, a little bowl. As you start the meal, it's good for you inside. There's plenty of noodles in there. And there's chicken there, too. You won't find it, but it's there. There's chicken. Guaranteed there's chicken. Guaranteed. If you find any, bring it to us, will you? But it's there. And it's delicious. Really delicious. Because you make it yourself, like you do all the other Lipton soups. Lipton chicken noodle, onion soup, green pea soup, beef vegetable soup, or tomato vegetable soup. And that green pea soup, oh boy. They're all good. And the reason that they're good is that what you buy here are ingredients. It's not a canned soup that you just add water to and heat. No. You cook these. These are ingredients. It takes 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the kind of soup. You cook it yourself. It's homemade, and therefore it has that flavor. And it has the flavor of the kind of soup that ordinarily, if you were to make it the old-fashioned way, would take hours of simmering on a hot stove all day. You do it in 10 minutes. Sure, I know, when you go in the grocery store, there are all those cans that are so easy to pick up, and you have to go way on down till you find the Lipton envelopes. But do it one time. Remember to do it once and try it. I think you'll stick with it. You'll find that the difference is worth the little extra effort. They are delicious soups made by Lipton. Try them. Lipton always likes it if I take a taste. I will therefore take a taste. Oh, look. See all the noodles in there? Chicken. Chicken. Oh, that is so good. Oh. Let me put it down. I'd like to have some more later. I'll put this way so we can see our next talent scout while I guzzle the soup.
Hey, that supply of Ritz seems on the fritz.
No, stop, darling. Don't blow your top. I always keep another box handy.
Dandy! He knows Ritz crackers are richer, crisper, and his mouth is full, or he'd help us whisper. Only Nabisco bakes Ritz.
To 60 years ago, people were introduced to peanut butter for the first time. They looked it over carefully. The daring and courageous bought it. Well, children loved it. But Ma and Pa were more critical. They discovered it had several drawbacks. It became oily and sticky and didn't stay fresh very long. It was rather hard to digest. It didn't taste like peanuts. Grown-ups never became peanut butter fans until 1933, when a new kind of peanut butter started to appear in grocery stores. It looked different. It smelled different. It tasted different. It had practically nothing in common with the old-style product.
hello, boy. Now, what do you say?
Let's make with the popcorn right away.
Too much trouble and bother, yes, indeed.
No, man, heat's all you need.
You need more than heat, boy, according to Hoyle. You need popcorn, salt, butter, and oil. And the frying pan ought to be completely proper. You ought to have a popper.
I dig it you ain't hip, old man, to Easy Pop pops in its own pan.
You mean Easy Pop popped in its own pan?
Now you're swinging, Daddy. Crazy man. Why don't you make it with me to the grocery shop? We'll both take a pan of this Easy Pop. The pop pop do the apple do did the pop do Now, give it the heat bed. That's the wildest. Easy Pop's too much, the neatest, the mildest. We'll all have a gallon in just about a minute. Popcorn, salt, and oil, and everything in it.
What do you know? No muss, no fuss. There's Easy Pop popcorn for all of us.
Easy Pop, man, that's real popcorn.
Busy day, busy, 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 busy. Too busy, too busy. Oh, Herbert. Dinner time, oh, dinner time. Too late to make dessert.
Wait, it's not too late to make dessert. Never too late anymore, because now the Jell-O family of famous desserts brings you new Jell-O instant pudding that needs no cooking. Just add to milk and beat. In minutes, this terrific new busy day dessert is ready to eat. Creamy, nourishing, so delicious, and so quick, you can make it just before dessert time while the children are clearing the table. Or let the children make it themselves. It's that easy. New Jell-O instant puddings are at your grocer's now. Stock up with a terrific new busy day dessert. New Jell-O instant puddings.
Isn't the chicken lucky that eggs are the shape they are? Not square, not rectangular, but perfectly egg-shaped. And aren't you lucky, too, that the eggs you buy from Kroger's are perfectly egg-shaped and as fresh as the hen can make them? Cackling fresh eggs from Kroger, gathered fresh and cooled on the spot, then whisked away in a real cool truck for grading and dating by a government inspector. Every egg graded, every carton dated in a cool grading room. From the hen to the Kroger dairy case, they're kept cool all the way, so they're grade A all the way. Guaranteed to ride high in the skillet. Guaranteed cackling fresh. Who but Kroger sells cackling fresh eggs?
Nobody.
Your baby. Yours to love, protect, care for. To be sure he gets the best of milk, ask your doctor about Pet evaporated milk.
Come and get it. A big surprise.
And you have the surprise for me?
Yes, sir. It's a new breakfast cereal called Maple. From now on, you're really going to like oatmeal. Take off your hat. The hat.
I want my cowboy hat.
After breakfast.
I want it now.
Like maple sugar candy?
That's oatmeal.
Right. But it says here it's maple flavored oatmeal.
I want my hat.
Tell you what. I'll be an aeroplane. You be the hangar. Open the door. Here it comes. Loaded with delicious maple-flavored maple. Cowboys love maple. Yep, cowboy.
I want my maple.
Robert P. Soup Anderson, and here with me are the non-identical twins, Happy and Pee-wee.
Hiya, Soup fans everywhere.
The gentlemen here are going to demonstrate how we split peas for our soup rather than crush them and lose the flavor. You notice the rather intricate machinery, the pea soup, the pea sorter. And I thought so. That one was a dud.
That's right, an automatic reject feature of the machine.
Now, unlike some soup manufacturers, we're not much interested in how many cans we can crank out every minute, but more in how good our soup is. In fact, when my friends say to me, Robert P. Soup Anderson, how come no one else but you canned soups with real delicious homemade flavor, I tell them it's because of an extra ingredient in every can. And that ingredient is thyme. It's in my delicious split pea, beef burger, cream of chicken, or old-fashioned bean soup.
Try some today.
Tonight. Today.
A week from Tuesday.
Back to present ancient Chinese pantomime, just for fun of it, Jello Tonight. Back to present small Chinese type baby waiting for dessert. Chinese mother bling baby, Jello, famous Western delicacy. Poor Chinese baby. He unable to tell if this Jello is strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, lime, apple, black raspberry, black cherry, or grape. Jello come in all 10 flavors. Poor Chinese baby. But Chinese mother bling baby, great Western invention. Spoon. Spoon was invented for eating Jello. Baby find this is grape Jello. Deep, dark, delicious new flavor. Chinese baby very happy. So end ancient Chinese pantomime. Is pretty good commercial, no?
Clothing values are high, and the prices are low.
No.
That's why at Robert Hall, you save on family clothes.
Clothes.
Hi, kids.
Hi, Kiddo.
Kids, let's all sing the Ked song. If you want shoes with lots of pep,
Get Keds, kids, Keds.
or bounce and zoom in every step,
Get Keds, kids, Keds.
you'll be a champion with style. Hit that ball a half a mile. They're tough, they last a long, long while. Kids, kids, kids. There's a pair of smart youngsters. Hi, kids.
Hi, kiddo.
Say, why do you kids wear kids?
So I can run faster and jump farther.
So I can win more often.
Right. Always look for the label big and blue.
Kids, kids, kids.
That spells out U.S. Kids for you.
Kids, kids, kids.
Those shot through arches sure are neat. The right support for growing feet. So be a champion athlete.
Kids, kids, kids.
Product of United States Rubber.
See these two portable radios? Well, watch this. Let her go, Betsy. Sorry, friend. You old-style portables have to go. But look at our new RCA Victor portable radio. Came through without a chip. Here's the world's first and only portable radio in the non-breakable impact case. So rugged, it's the only radio case with a 5-year guarantee against chipping, cracking, or breaking in normal use. Of course, a tube might jar loose, but that's easily fixed. The important thing is RCA Victor's non-breakable impact case means no chipping, no cracking, no breaking. And hear that tone. It's RCA Victor's great golden throat sound. See the world's only portables with the non-breakable impact case as low as $27.95 at your RCA Victor dealer.
In a watch survive the Niagara Falls test? Attached to this heavily weighted ball, can this watch take the full impact of the rocks and rapids? It's going over, watch it, down into that raging torrent, buffeted and jolted by the force of that terrific current. And here it is, still ticking away, the world's greatest watch value.
I'm Lyle Van. I'm a newscaster, and I covered this Niagara Falls story. This is the watch.
The 17-jewel bull of a clipper, handsome, rugged, in the charm and color of natural gold. Winds automatically with just the slightest motion of your wrist. It's anti-magnetic and features this handsome expansion band. Now the bull of a clipper is yours to try for 2 entire weeks before you pay 1 cent. Yours on the easiest of terms. Complete price from only $49.50.
Right now, something never before attempted on television. An amazing test of automatic washers right here in our studio. Here's Betty Furness with the trial of the washers.
Yes, tonight you're going to see a trial of 4 of America's leading automatic washers, including the Westinghouse laundromat, to see just how well they wash and rinse your clothes. These 4 ladies are 4 leading club women from the New York State and New York City Federation of Women's Clubs, and they're here to represent you, to make sure that each machine gets an absolutely fair trial. They are in no way connected with Westinghouse, its dealers, or its advertising agency. They are Mrs. Olin Grantham, Mrs. Kenneth Strayer, Mrs. Donald Naggs, and Mrs. Arthur Kramer. Now, ladies, would you each check the inside of your washer to make sure it's completely clean? And then next, you'll find beside you 6 white bath towels, 2 cups of dirty sand, and some detergent. Now, if you would load those towels into the machine, and as you do, shake each one out to make sure that it's clean. Of course, the ladies can see, and you can't, that 3 of these machines are the automatic center post agitator type of washers. Now, they're all brand new models, and they're all so well known that, in all fairness, we've masked them off. Of course, the 4th is the new Westinghouse laundromat with the revolving agitator. Towels all in, ladies? All in. Good. Now, would you toss in those 2 cups of dirty sand, and that will represent the heavy dirt that you find in so many of your clothes, and then toss in the detergent after that. And then, if you'll be good enough to close the washers, and when they're all closed, if you'll start them. All going? All going. Fine. Now, would you please all stand right by your washer until the full cycle is completed? And that way you, and you too, will be able to see exactly how well each washer gets that dirty sand out of the towel. Watch for the outcome at the end of the next act.
And now, back to our dramatic test of the washers in our live television studio and the verdict.
Earlier in the show, you saw the beginning of a trial of 3 center post agitator automatic washers and the new Westinghouse revolving agitator washer. Well, now each of these machines has finished its wash and rinse cycle, and our 4 club women from the New York State and New York City Federation of Women's Clubs are ready to unload them. So why don't we go see? Let's start with Mrs. Strayer. Mrs. Strayer, would you open your machine and take out some of the towels and open them up so we can have a good look at them? Right there. Ooh. Now, as you all saw, each of these machines was loaded with 6 towels, 2 cups of dirty sand, and some detergent. Kind of a mess, wouldn't you say,
Mrs.
Strayer?
Betty, these towels are just covered with sand.
They really
and
are.
The bottom of the tub is full of sand.
Look at that. I don't think you'd like your wash to come out like that, would you, Mrs. Strayer?
I should say not.
I wouldn't either. Now, let's check our second agitator washer. Mrs. Naggs, would you do the same thing? Would you take your towels out and open them up so we can have a look at them?
They're dirtier than Mrs. Strayer's.
They are not a bit clean, are they? They just look terrible. I don't think we need to check the bottom of your machine for sand because I think it's all safely lodged in the towels, don't you?
All over everything.
Now, why don't we have a look at our third center post agitator machine? Mrs. Kramer, let's see if you did any better. Would you take your towels out, please, one at a time? And let's see how they look.
Oh, look at all that sand in that towel.
That is not attractive, is it?
I should say not.
And there's still sand in that, too. And how about
look at that.
Yes, that seems even worse. How about the bottom of your machine? Is there any loose down there?
I think
yes,
definitely.
There
Look
certainly
at
is.
all that.
Well, now, I have a suggestion. Why don't we all go and take a look at the towels that are coming out of the Westinghouse laundromat? Now, you ladies have all seen with your very own eyes just how much sand each of these center post agitator machines left in the towels. Mrs. Grantham, let's have a look at your towels, may we? Look at that.
Oh, look at how lovely and
Isn't
white
that beautiful and clean?
Beautiful.
And another one just as clean.
Isn't that wonderful?
Each one. There's not a grain of sand.
Isn't that wonderful?
I must say I'm very impressed myself.
They are.
They all look simply wonderful. Well, now, Mrs. Grantham, I have a clean cloth here. I wonder if you would just wipe out the inside of the laundromat.
One more.
Look at that. Not a trace of sand. Well, now, ladies, you've all watched this test. We've all seen it right from beginning to end together, and you know it was completely fair and impartial, and I think I can see that you're pretty impressed with our laundromat.
Very much so.
I want to thank each of you so much for coming with us tonight.
Thank you. Good night, Betty.
Good night. And as for you ladies at home, if you're in the market for an automatic washer, I'd like to suggest that you go to your Westinghouse dealer and ask him to let you see this dramatic sand test yourself. I'm sure you'll agree that the new Westinghouse laundromat with the revolving agitator will wash and rinse your clothes much better than old-fashioned center post agitator washers. And for the best in laundry equipment or any appliance, remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
This is the coffee pot at work. Listen to it perk. Look at the coffee as it gets darker and stronger. Smell the honest coffee smell. Smell it. But will this cup of coffee taste as good as it smells? You bet it will, because it's Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House coffee tastes as good as it smells every time. If you like to look at good coffee, listen to good coffee, smell good coffee, and taste good coffee, brew Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House is good to the last drop. It tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House.
Ladies and gentlemen, this commercial is going to use subliminal advertising. That means you will never see or hear the name of the product. Oh, it'll be there on the screen, all right, but the naked eye cannot detect it. This way you sit back, relax, and enjoy me as I tell you this rather funny story. It seems that these three men decided to take a trip. The second guy goes back to the dry cleaner, says... So he opens the little door, goes... So the third guy says, yeah, but you better bring back the hangers.
Once a little old lady named Laura Scudder had a thing about potato chips. She hated chips that sounded like... Now, I ask you, who likes chips that sound like... So Laura Scudder decided to make her own. A crisp, noisy potato chip. she went potato shopping until she found the perfect potato chip potato. Solid. She researched 197 vegetable oils until she found the purest and found the best salt. Then she put them all together with her secret recipe to make them crisp and crunchy and put them in a special package to keep them that way. And this was the result.
When it comes to Cracker Jack, some kids never grow up.
This is the sound of a human heart. It will beat 72 times in this minute. Every beat can be a painful throb if you have a headache. This pain remedy is Bufferin, the one doctors recommend by name more often than any other leading brand. Take 2 Bufferin, and every beat can mean your heart is pumping Bufferin's pain reliever through your bloodstream. Why such speed? Because Bufferin is the modern drug for pain. It is special antacids that activate the pain reliever by speeding it into your bloodstream straight to the pain. These antacids also help soothe an over-acid stomach, a common companion to headache. This message will last 60 seconds. 72 heartbeats. If you had taken Bufferin at its start, Bufferin could already be getting into your bloodstream. Next time pain throbs upsets you, take 2 Bufferin, the fast one. It's worth it.
Some time ago, the Volkswagen people went to see one of Italy's most famous automobile designers.
Buongiorno, signorina.
Buongiorno. Volete seguirmi, per favore?
Grazie. Buongiorno. Molto piacere.
Ben arrivati, prego, prego.
Buongiorno.
Hanno fatto buon viaggio? Ottimo. Molto traffico in questi giorni,
Cose formidabili. Bene, bene.
They gave him this assignment.
Quali miglioramenti?
What changes would you recommend in the design of the Volkswagen? He studied it and studied it. Then he said,
Ingrandire il finestrino di dietro.
Make the rear window larger.
Solamente questo?
That's all?
Solo questo.
That's all. We did, starting with the 58. A Volkswagen is never changed to make it look different, only to make it work better.
You're high above California's Mojave Desert. You're watching the end of an unusual test of Super Shell gasoline, a mileage test that began more than 3 miles back. Each of those 10 cars started with exactly the same volume of gasoline. The 5 dark cars got gasoline we blended just like Super Shell, but without one of its 9 working ingredients, without platformate, Super Shell's mileage booster. The 5 white cars got exactly the same amount of Super Shell with platformate. The engines are as identical as engines can be. The cars started together, accelerated to 50, and have held that speed ever since. The cars have traveled over 4 miles. Now, look.
One dark car is out of fuel. So are the other dark cars. Every car without Platformate has run out of fuel and is slowing to a stop. Every car on Super Shell with Platformate is getting extra mileage. Platformate is one of Super Shell's 9 working ingredients to make your car work better. Stop at this clean white pump for good mileage. Super Shell.
Let her put you in the driver's seat. Let her take you anywhere at all.
This vacation, really let yourself go. Go Hertz Class. With a new Chevrolet or other fine car, you'll see things you've never seen before. Do things you've never done before. Hertz lets you change the pace completely. Go where you want, when you want. If you wish, take up to 20 months to pay with the new Hertz revolving credit plan. So why hold yourself back? You get a rest while Hertz does the rest.
Just let Hertz put you in the driver's seat today.
Dreyfus Fund is a mutual investment fund in which the management hopes to make your money grow and takes what it considers sensible risks in that direction. Ask your securities dealer for a free prospectus.